Hello and welcome. You're listening to the Dungeon Speak podcast, a D&D campaign based on Greek mythology. My name is Todd, and I'll be the DM for this adventure. Now the players will say hello themselves.
Hello, my name is Macy, and I will be playing Aldora. Long time no see.
Yo, what up? I'm Dylan. I play Becca, the tiefling cleric.
Hey everyone, my name is Dimi and I play Castor the Druid.
Huh. I'm Becca, and I play Kiriki.
Hi, I'm Kevin. I'm still playing Malachi.
I thought we could have some fun. Sometimes it's more for me than y'all, but it's fine. So I thought we could create some magic items, just for fun. And then we, at the end, will roll and just see which one gets put in the campaign itself. Couple of things to keep in mind is you don't know how you're going to find this. Maybe in a chest, maybe buried in the ground, or it may be on a monster you kill. So, if you make it a +8 sword that does a D1000, keep that in mind. And keep a backup character on hand. But, we can make some together, or we can just pop ideas out there. But I wanted to give you a starting point. I thought of fiend skin gloves. And this is based on the creature that eats others to assume their form. Like they have a... So I thought gloves, a thin layer of translucent skin that is worn like a glove. And while wearing these gloves, you may attune to up to 5 rings on that hand, but you can only have one active at a time. Activating another ring requires a standard action. I thought that would be kind of fun, and even if you did find it on an enemy, they don't usually have a lot of rings, so wouldn't be too bad.
And
That's
then we'll
interesting.
never find rings.
Yep, but so I mean, swapping uses between like with standard actions, I thought was a good way of kind of balancing it out because I have a ring of protection, I have a ring of fireballs. Well, let me spend my action to swap it, then I'll be useful. Because if you could like do it all at once, I'd be like, oh my god, no.
Interesting.
Yep.
I mean, that is pretty fun. Because, the people who do find rings would finally get to use all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Then
So
again,
you just got a backpack full of rings that you just can't use anymore. I mean,
I was slightly expecting a 10 rings joke.
he is trying to be Shang-Chi, remember?
So what are y'all's ideas? And I am going to be muting myself so I can fiercely type while you talk about it.
Can I start? Nobody
go
wants
for
to-
it. Yeah, pop off.
So, a magic item I really like because it never comes up is the Iron Bands of Binding, which is the metal ball of rings that you throw out like a Pokeball, and then it basically wraps around somebody and restrains them. But the reason why I want to, change them is the Iron Bands of Continuous Binding. So when you throw it out, it restrains the person still, but every turn it starts to constrict around them, dealing like a d6 of bludgeoning damage.
Ooh.
And the DC gets harder. And it keeps happening, and it keeps happening every round. So they're basically stuck in this like constrictor snake of bands, just holding them tighter and tighter.
That's
but
pretty cool.
if they break it, it shatters and no longer is usable.
Interesting.
So turning like a normal, I want to capture this person item to a deadly ass constrictor trap.
I like that. That's cool. My idea is a little on the nose for the campaign we're running right now, but I was thinking of some like bracers or gloves, something that would go on the arm. And it is effectively some kind of, I don't have a cool name for it or anything, but it's like bracers that as many times per day as either, I'm thinking like a constitution bonus modifier or whatever, or your proficiency, whichever one makes more sense for it, allows you to ignore the effects of a monster's natural attack. Like, say, a creature casts a creepy stare that would normally paralyze you or something like that, or give you poison damage or something. as many times as you have charges on these gloves, you can choose to use a charge to just ignore that effect for that turn. Kind of like a legendary resistance for players based with a limited amount of charges per day or something like that.
I would like to clarify something real quick. So there's a lot of these that if you save, you're immune to it for 24 hours. Do you gain that immunity if you use the ability?
No.
Okay.
I'd
So
say
you're
that's a way to
saving
balance
off.
it. You're
Alright.
saving it off, but it could still work the next time that they use it if you don't have more charges you want to expend for this item.
I mean, a lot of these creatures, that's their reason for winning battles, so you only need one round.
Exactly, right? It's like that one, and like if you don't have a high, that's why I was kind of thinking of like a constitution thing, because it kind of relies on your natural affinity for saving against those kinds of things. So a lot of these things take constitution saving throws or like a wisdom saving throw.
And
So
do you
it'd
want
be
to make
like,
this a free action or a bonus or a reaction?
it would be a reaction.
Okay.
It's kind of like a natural abilities counter spell for a certain sense. And you could even do it so if it's like, you know, a high enough level ability or something like that. Maybe there is still a save that you have to do, but it's like a save to make the effect still ignored or something. I don't know. But that was my idea.
The gloves of anti-aura.
Yeah, it's like, because I was thinking about it, and one of the only things that kind of bothers me in 5e is how like spellcaster can have counterspell, and that's super cool against other spellcasters, but then, you know, a creature hits you with a ability or a natural ability, and it's like, how do I defend against this besides saving? I don't. There's just no way. So if you don't make your saves, or if you have a bad saving modifier for that thing, chances are you're just always going to be fucked by that thing. So, like, I thought it would be cool to have an item you could use to help a person fight against those kinds of things.
I like that too because like we've had some fights that have gone horrible because people weren't able to save against something
Mm-hmm.
because of bad modifiers.
Yeah.
But only one of us having that, it'd be cool.
Right. Because then it's like you can kind of rely on that one person at least once just saying, actually, no, that doesn't work on me, and then continuing the fight.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that would just, make Todd be like, oh, so we want a second person rolling high on every con save.
Well, I mean, the buy-in is that if it ends up in the game, then Todd is agreeing that this is a good idea.
That's true.
It's a random roll, what I think is irrelevant.
Yes.
One idea I like from like video games where you see that is some sort of either a weapon or maybe an ammunition like an arrow or a bullet, where you can use your bonus action to teleport to it. So you throw a javelin and then you teleport next to it, so you pick it up again instead of it returning to you, to use it as a movement, like purposely miss to go somewhere. So you use your attack for movement to a place you would not normally reach. Or close the distance if you're a ranged character. If you hit someone, then you go next to them directly.
That's cool.
Or like I said, it could be with an arrow just for positioning, or with a bullet for a sling. Because, yeah, you didn't pick it up then, but yeah, you do it like that. I don't know,
That'd be really cool for someone like Andrak, who
Exactly.
his job is to be in the fight. If he's like 60 feet away, he can toss a spear instead of, he could still do a hit and then get into the battle in the same turn without having to spend a bunch of movement.
Or
with
give it to
people that
Kiriki.
are...
Mm-hmm.
And she's more
Kiriki
creepy.
already has the ability to teleport though. So
I know, but
it would be
imagine
better for
being
Andrak.
that guy who is like, haha, you're so far away. She chucks a spear, it lands in your chest, and she's in front of you now.
Yeah. It's also thematic, which is the most important thing, if you ask me.
That's a really good idea, though, Dimitri. I like that a lot.
Thank you, Malachi.
Well, it'd be fucking cool. There was an umbrella that basically did something similar to Wall of Force, but could only do it once a day. Against,
that's
legendary things. Because remember when we fought why am I blanking on the dragon's name? But the dragon, and we did
Jerky.
that breath attack.
Delphine,
And
you
yeah.
maniacs.
something like a 30-foot radius, kind of, like similar to Wall of Force, to save against those kind of things, like once a day or something.
You could probably do that with a shield and have it mostly like Reinhardt shield from Overwatch, where it like you like put it down and it expands. And,
Yeah.
like once a day.
Oh,
Pretty cool.
deployable cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could still be an umbrella, but it's
Hey,
like one
see-
of those umbrellas you put in your windshield.
Mhm.
Is this item stationary or does it move with the user?
Move with the user.
Okay.
Do you know how umbrellas work?
Oh.
Todd?
This is a Wall of Force umbrella. Go fuck yourself.
What if it has like wheels that pop out on the bottom?
To be
so
fair,
it's
it could
just
be like
wheels
a
around?
beach umbrella, like you plant it. So yeah. Okay,
It's got a little
that.
swivel top so you can like turn it.
As a shout out to Dylan, what about a long sword that if you crit with it, you cast an irresistible polymorph duck on the victim?
Irresistible polymorph duck. A good name for it would be the Quackblade.
I was
Ooh.
thinking the Excaliduck.
Duck caliber.
Caliber.
That caliber also really good.
Becca, I believe that leaves you.
I don't have anything. I can't think of anything cool.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be cool. I just said you crit people and you make them a duck.
That's cool. I don't know what you're
That's not
talking about.
cool.
That is cool.
I have one that would be exclusively for Castor if you would allow it.
Anything.
I would allow it.
Shark arrows.
What?
They're arrow with the tip is replaced with what looks like a carved stone figurine of a shark's face. When it's shot as an action, it expands into a full shark, moving at 120 feet per round to fly at the first enemy he wants. And it's just a shark that he's flung from a sling, basically.
Why is
Okay.
this for me?
Because I want Castor to start flinging sharks as a squid.
I think
So
it's
it's
cool.
more for you because you won't be entertained by flying
I want to
sharks.
be entertained by Castor as a giant squid flinging sharks because that would be hysterical.
Dylan just wants Sharknado the TTRPG.
Yes.
I do. Are you telling me you don't want to watch a giant squid flinging sharks?
Hey, I never said that. I was just curious. But I don't think I can use it while in squid form, right?
Hell, that's not how that works.
No, you just have somebody else carry it, and when you go into squid form, you just take it off of them.
Up next on the Dungeon Speak podcast, Octopus with Shark Gun.
Yeah, so the octopus can't actually throw a shark. It has a 4 strength.
Dang. What's its dexterity?
15.
Okay, so it can still shoot a bow.
Yeah. I don't think that's possible either, just because it's an
If
octopus.
it uses 4 of its arms to hold the bow and 4 of its arms to pull back the string, I think it can do it.
I actually, while he was talking, I was sitting here thinking, because I've been playing a lot of Monster Hunter, and in Monster Hunter it has something called like a focus mode, and you can see weak points on the monster, and I was like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if we had something like goggles that allowed us to see, like, with so many charges of like monster weaknesses up to like 2.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
And they can be like the goggles of weakness or the glasses of weakness or something like that.
It's
What-
just Friday from Iron Man.
Would it
So-
let you see like their resistances or immunities, or would it let you see literal like spots you could hit on them that would make like a better and easier attack or something?
Probably either way would work best for like how D&D works. I don't think there's really like crit spots on monsters. But I know
way I-
that you could see like you can gain knowledge, and I do it a lot when we play is I look for knowledge checks to see what
Mhm.
I know about a monster to be gaining information to see to help us in a fight, but
It could do either depending on what you ask it to do. Like, you have these many charges, but you can ask it to either give you advantage on one attack or the weakness and resistance of the creature.
okay.
The way I was thinking about it, that would be an interesting way to bend that is it shows you the weak spots that you could see, like say they've got a smaller amount of armor in one section, basically the item would give you the ability to target specific points of them, maybe at like a disadvantage roll, but it's -2 to their AC to hit or something like that. So it's like you have a disadvantage because you're targeting a specific spot, but if you hit, it's less AC, so it's easier to hit that spot even at disadvantage. I don't know if that makes a lot of sense.
Kind of, because it does use a rule that's in it, but that is a rule in D&D, but nobody really uses it.
I think when you have a lot of players will see that it takes a disadvantage and be like, oh, I don't want to, and wield the item as not beneficial, even if it is like a -2 to their AC. They're gonna see that disadvantage and be like, oh, I could blow it 50% of it. Like it's not beneficial, I guess. Most people would see it. Like if I saw something that required me to roll at disadvantage, I probably wouldn't do it.
Most people would just see a disadvantage and then give up.
That's fair. I never give up at disadvantage. I'm like, I still got a 50-50 chance of hitting.
Yeah, some people are just unlucky.
Some people roll double nat 1 and be like, well, shit, I shouldn't have used this fucking item.
Once again, I'm too optimistic.
Kevin, I don't think that's how probabilities work.
Listen, I don't do math, okay? I play D&D.
Which is just math rocks.
I never said I was intelligent. I said I like to hit things, and sometimes I don't let disadvantage scare me.
It's a 50-50 chance.
It's a 50-50 chance of me being right.
60% of the time works every time.
Another thing that I was thinking of for kind of like a Kiriki-specific one would be a weapon that stores blood on hits. So, like, it takes, like, 1 point of, like, 1 blood. I don't know what the fucking metric is. But it takes a certain amount of blood every time you do damage with it. And it just kind of stores over time so that you hurt yourself less because you're keeping that blood more often.
Well, I actually have the ability to store blood. It's just the creatures we fight kind of disappear before I have the chance to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Counterpoint. A vial of blood that lets her change it to whatever weapon she wants it to be.
Ooh. I like that.
It's a long-necked vial of blood, and depending on how much she has, she can even change it to like a giant greatsword and swing it.
Or throw blood javelins.
Yeah.
Blood javelins is just a cool sentence.
So, like, it's similar to what you're saying, but instead of storing the blood to deal extra damage, it stores the blood to transform into different weapons she can utilize to give her more, like, varied options.
Is that something that, Becca, that you would enjoy using, though?
The thing is with, like, Kiriki's class, like, that feature is available, it's just not yet.
Right.
Okay, so I don't want to make it Kiriki specific because then it would be a waste if Kiriki died. However, so something I was thinking about is that if you use it to store blood, like you say, and then say that you can use it however you want. Like you can use it to restore yourself, or you can use it to grow spells with, but just not make it specifically towards creepy people who worship Hecate.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was thinking it's just like an item that does whatever. Like it's basically just a vial, but it transforms into weapons, and you collect blood to give it more uses.
A vial of formable blood.
It's like a prepaid card for blood users.
So if, Kiriki doesn't use it, technically Malachi, Aldora, even Castor could use it separately. It's just, it thematically would work better with Kiriki.
Mm-hmm.
So if you wanted to hand it to Andrak, be like, here, have blood weapons. You can do that, but it wouldn't fit his character as well. But you could do it. That's just my thought. Like, kind of altering what Kevin was going for, but give it more full utility rather than single purpose.
Yeah, I'm really good at thinking of items specifically for people, so I keep getting hung up on that.
It's terrible.
Well, I helped you there.
We need one more.
It's like a voice machine talk to my head. It's a key where if you put it into any lock and open the door of that where the lock is, you open it to a dimension where you can rest like a tiny hat.
So it's a
Try a third
sentient
time.
key with telepathic abilities that whenever you open the door, it's to like your own little pocket dimension.
Correct, where you can go and you rest.
Okay, like the tiny hut.
Yes.
Okay,
But it's for any door. You have any door, and you use the key. You open the door instead of going to the next room or wherever. It opens the door to a parallel dimension where you can rest.
It's pretty cool.
It's an extra dimensional space you can enter to rest.
It's the magnificent apartment. Magnificent studio apartment.
It's
It's
the
magnificent flat.
above average rented space.
It's the magnificent New York apartment. You have to give it 2,000 gold a month to even survive there.
And
The
not all of
toilet
us
is
can fit
in the
there.
main living space.
Yes.
The kitchen is the bathroom.
So here's what we got. We have fiend skin gloves, iron bands of continuous binding, bracers that Kevin will name if it's selected,
Yeah.
weapon that will be named if it's selected, the teleporting one, the staff, or you can make it a wand if you want, or whatever you want, Macy. That Macy will select a name if selected. The quack blade, the shark arrow, goggles that Becca will name if it's selected, a blood vial that takes shape into shit if you have blood stored in it, be named later, and a telepathic key that gives you a safe place that I hope doesn't get selected. All right, Macy, would you please roll a 1d10? Whatever you roll will be put into the campaign.
Shark arrows. Shark arrows.
3.
3. That is the bracers that Kevin will now name.
The bracers of refusal.
I like
Because if they're doing something to you, you get to just refuse it.
that. Bracers.
Can't do
of
that. I
refusal.
said no.
It's the nuh-uh bracers.
Nuh-uh.
Nuh-uh.
I love
Like,
that.
It
I
just
love it.
makes me think of those animes where it's like you're up against a demon lord who does like some legendary action, and you're just like, hold on, hold up your forearm. I say no.
Yeah.
I said nuh-uh.
Would you like the braces of refusal or braces of nuh-uh?
For the meme, I want bracers of nuh-uh.
Yes, sir.
You should let us
Exactly
pick
as
one more.
it's bracers of NA''UH.
What did you say, Becca?
I think you should let us have another one.
Wow. That is very correct. You know what?
I second that,
Macy,
yeah.
would you... Hello there. My name is Todd, and you are listening to the Dungeon Speak Podcast. The champions that we have been following recently had two choices. Chase the strange shards and crystals that were being cleaned in order to find out more about them, or stop the demons from obtaining a magical gift that was created by Rhea for Aphrodite. The party chose the second option. They were not sure exactly what it does, but in the hands of the demons, it cannot be good. There, at the grove, where the item is kept, the heroes met another person. He was gifted longevity, knowledge, and the power of nature by the gods. He has been using that power to fight and heal the party. I'm sorry, to fight the demons and heal the party. Don't get me wrong. Only Kiriki and Palace fight the party. The champions have fought, found out that time is different, found a few items, recently a large mace and golden spear, learned that the Olympian statues may not be as they seem, and they have pressed forward relentlessly. Malachi went through some changes recently. He kneeled at the statue of Persephone, and she showed the want to support her husband's hero, but not in the way her husband would. As a result, Malachi got a glow up. The darkness that is usually around him has dissipated, and instead of a death weapon, he now summons a longsword that has a flower theme and smells of earthly scents and blooming flowers. Kuriki, while scouting ahead, releases her inner Becca as a demon spots her and starts to retreat, but Kuriki yells, "Hey, you stupid fuck!" So the party follows, and a fight ensues as the party finds two more creatures besides the fleeing one. After defeating two toad-like demons that have rock spikes protruding from their bodies and one mutated humanoid, the party continued around the perimeter. Castor, now in dog form, was able to hear a bonfire around the corner. After some investigating, the party found 3 of those fire creatures that seemed to be made of an ooze-type form, and they were gathered close together around a statue that has fruits, grains, and vegetables on the ground around it. The party snuck around this room to an entrance closer to the creatures and engaged in a surprise attack. Kuriki led with a blood wave, Malachi let loose with Eldritch Blast, Castor released tidal waves, knocking 2 of them prone. After the surprise round, Kuriki released a blood bomb. Andrak ran up to the fire demons, attacking one that was prone and killing it with Action Surge. So, it is actually number 2's turn, and I did want to go ahead and reiterate that I gave Kevin and Becca inspiration for their role-playing last episode because I thought it was pretty tremendous. So keep that up, guys. Number 2 is right in front of Andrak, and just to reiterate where you are, just real quick, it is a 15 feet wide room with the statue in the middle of it, and like I said, you can see flowers and everything around it, flowers and fruits and grains. And the room itself is roughly 70 feet long, so if you wanted to be far away, you could, but right now you're in the entrance, which is roughly 10 feet away from these creatures. The one that was closest to the party was the one that was killed, so that's really useful. These grass walls are 10 feet high. It is always looking like noon o'clock here. The sun's always ahead. You're surrounded by lush greenery that looks at the peak of its life. Everything is so beautiful and so soft around you, minus the demons that are trying to kill you. But that is why you're here, to make everything better. Speaking of making everything better, Andrak, number 2 is going to move into your space.
Oh, boy!
Yes. He says, "Hey, let's be friends. I want to give you a hug." And I remember what this does.
Roommate acquired.
Yes.
It's not kidnapping, it's forcible roommates.
And I would please like you to make a wisdom saving throw as he moves onto you, making this kind of like angry sound.
Is this a spell or magical effect?
It's pretty magical. Sure.
Coolio. That's a 21.
Okay. So you do not catch fire, but you do take 13 points of fire damage.
Nice.
And as he moves on to you, you take 10 more points of fire damage. And does a 22 hit?
Yeah.
So he does -2, divided by 2, 5 points of slashing damage, plus 4 points of fire damage.
Cool.
And you are considered grappled by him, which doesn't really mean much to you because you're a melee character.
I am being held. He really did want to give me a weird hug. It's pretty warm.
Yeah. It says you lose fire resistance when you're grappled by him, but you don't have that, so we don't have to care.
Well, I gain fire immunity now.
So yes, this kind of oozing, fiery demonic creature, like just kind of crawls into your space, onto you, wraps around you, and you can just kind of hear this heavy breathing and groaning as it slams at you, causing a little bit of damage, and then catching you, or I'm sorry, trying to catch you on fire, but just doing a little bit there. After that, it is Palace's turn.
Heck, I don't know.
Palace is all the way at the back. She's behind Castor, Aldora, Kiriki, Malachi, and a wall.
Yeah, she doesn't have that much movement. So she's gonna move about there. She can go, I think, here. That's it, because she had to get past So she moves past moves past Aldora and Caster, but like gets right behind Kiriki and next to Malachi. But she can see the enemies now, but she can't go much further than that.
Do you want to block the door?
No. That's the end of
Alright.
her turn.
You don't want to double move to at least use up her action? Nothing?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, she's pretty.
She's not going to do anything anyways.
Yeah. So okay, we'll move her up here next to the dead one. She's again had to move through Kiriki and Malachi and get right next to Andrak as he's being embraced by the fire thing.
Hugged.
Hugged.
Let's use some
Aggressively.
positive words on this podcast. Let's really. I wanna just really put the value of positivity out there. So hug. He's hugging him. The fiery demon is showing Andrak much hot love. Oh.
With lethal intent.
All right. So is that where you want to stop?
Yeah, that's the end of her turn.
Okay. Malachi, it is your turn. Kiriki in front of you on your right, Palace directly in front of you, 10 feet away.
Mm-hmm.
In front of your right.
Let's see here. Is not really too many ways to get around a lot of this. If I were to squeeze between Kiriki and Palace and get behind Andrak, the monster that's on him is sharing his space, right? So I would be able to hit it?
Yep.
Okay. Yes. So Malachi is going to move forward, squeeze between the ladies, and take 2 attacks on this thing that's trying to lovingly embrace and or hug his good friend Andrak.
That's what I'm talking about. That's how we get that PG-13 rating. Yes.
So anyways, let's see here. God, I've got some modifiers now. First attack is going to be dirty 20.
That will hit.
Okay. Second attack is a 19.
That will hit.
Excellent. Mondo damage coming up. Boom! 55 points of damage.
Is the 66 the demon damage?
Yes.
Okay, so the rest of it's not demon damage.
The rest of it is just regular slashing magical damage.
Okay. So that demon on Andrak takes 55 points of damage. Dylan, can you guess what I'm about to say?
Ow.
Andrak takes 16 points of slashing damage. Half of the non-bane damage.
Oh.
As it cuts through the ooze-like demon that is hugging Andrak.
Does my 11 passive perception notice that he's hurting his compatriot as he takes these attacks?
So I'm going to ask you a question, and then
Yeah.
I'll answer it. If you had a friend that was 5 feet away from you, covered in ooze and on fire, would you notice if he was slightly being cut?
Probably not.
Nah, probably depends on the extent at which the fiery ooze. No, I'm just gonna say no. Malachi keeps swinging into him, and he's just taking hits.
If Andrak wants to say something, he can, but I will say based on just looking, no, it's too much of a frantic close quarters fight right now. Because you are at the entrance of this room. There's 3 of those fire demons. One of them's dead, but he's still on fire. So it's just kind of like a lot of chaos right now. Not to mention, there's fresh fruit to your left, and you don't want to mess that up.
No.
Oh, wait, is that 2 separate attacks?
Yes.
Oh, I have to do the damage individually because slashing resistance and reductions.
Okay, so he only took 10.
That's barely a scratch for the big guy. He's fine.
Yeah, he's fine. I just had to reinforce that real quick because I forgot.
No,
Good-
I
good
forgot
call.
to. You're good.
And then that is going to be Malachi's turn as well.
All right. After that, it is number 1's turn. I kind of think number 1 might want to do the same thing that they did to Andrak, just because it's fun.
Can they both pile onto Andrak?
I don't want to do that to him, so I'm not going to look at it. I thought about it for a second. I was like, ooh, that'd
Just
be really
giving the
mean.
tank the opportunity to tank. That's all I'm doing.
He is not that resistant to fire.
He just has a lot of hit points.
Yeah, I don't want to melt him away, and y'all be like, "Don't worry, Andrak's fine." And then you move them, and you're like, "Ooh, shit, yeah, he's dead." He stopped talking a while back. Now I understand.
Awfully quiet.
All right, so I'm gonna have him move on to either Palace or Malachi. However, y'all haven't really. I mean, I guess Malachi has swung and kind of damaged him, but yeah, all right. And plus, Palace looks watery.
I was going to say, not to metagame too much, Palace is a walking puddle, so I don't know if he'd think that's a smart idea.
So he's going to crawl over his friend, respectfully known as 3, and then he's going to move on to Malachi's space. Malachi, can you please make a wisdom saving throw?
Wisdom save. Sure.
It's pretty magical, so if you have anything for that.
I don't, but I did roll a 26.
Oh, shit. Okay. You take 7 points of fire damage, low roll. As he moves on to you, you take an extra 9 points of fire damage. And does a 22 hit?
Yeah.
You take 9 points of slashing damage, 10 points of fire damage, and you are considered grappled. If you have any
Interception fighting.
Okay. What kind of damage do you take off? Like, is it
Just any. It just reduces the damage.
okay? So it was a total of 19. So I think it's a D10 plus your level or some shit.
Hold on, I'm trying to. Okay, yeah, it's a D10 plus proficiency. 7. You reduce it by 7.
All right, so you take 12 points of fire and slashing. Are you resistant or immune to either of those?
I'm not.
Okay, so we'll just do that. Yeah.
That's quite a big round of damage to Malachi as he kind of takes a step against the wall next to him. What the?
Yes. You
I
have all those pretty clothes, but luckily you are not on fire. But you will be clean shaven after this.
Oh no.
You might not regrow hair for a while.
It smells like burning hair.
Where'd your eyebrows go? Aldora, it is your turn. You're supposed to take fire damage when you're within 5 feet of them, but because you're around the corner, I'm going to say it's not really affecting you. But, like I said, you're around the corner, so you can't really see Malachi, Andrak. You can kind of see Palace. You can see Kiriki next to you, and Castor is behind you, thinking about going to get a cup of tea.
What did you know?
I do. Okay, so I'm gonna go behind Kiriki. And you said the one that attacked Malachi has also taken damage, right?
No, ma'am. Well, actually, yeah. So they all took damage in that initial surprise round from the tidal wave, the blood bomb, the blood wave. Malachi tried. Yeah, he did good. It was like
I
a
did
30.
try.
So everybody, they've all. Oh, you're gonna tell the dead, huh?
That was actually kind of funny.
Sorry.
Funny that you say that, because yeah, I'm gonna tell the dead because I do apologize, but I'm running really short on spell slots.
No.
Why would you apologize? It's just like 4d10 or something at your level.
Yeah. So, I'm going to attack the one that went after Malachi, and target must succeed a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw? Pfft. Easy peasy cover girl. Oh shit, 22. There are some
dang
like
it,
that.
Todd.
Well, soon it'll be 3d12, so I don't want to be hearing nothing. Because that's a lot of damage that you don't need to be doing.
What if I want to do that damage?
I vote you poke Kiriki on one of her shoulders and then go the other way.
Hey, Kiriki. I'm kidding. It's my turn.
All right. Where is Kiriki? Is she ever gonna go? Kidding. It is number 3's turn. He's fucking dead. No, just kidding. Castor, it is your turn. I do want you to keep in mind that you have a really high passive perception. With that, if you actually look behind you, you can see kind of those fiery creatures off in the distance, away from you, from the direction you're going. But I want you to just keep that in mind, because if you get too loud or yell anything too much, then these creatures that are only 75, 80 feet away will be coming.
I currently cannot see any other creatures rather than the ones we're fighting, but thanks for pointing it out.
You can't see right here?
No, it's great. Here I have fog.
Oh. Somebody's vision went there.
It was me.
No, I mean,
Oh.
it is explored here, but there's a fog of war. So it's not black, but it's grayed out.
Oh, okay. So Malachi probably saw it and then just was polite and didn't say anything.
Yeah, so I guess there's a distance, maximum distance I can see. I'm getting older, so my eyes don't work that well anymore.
They didn't have glasses yet, you know.
That's fair.
And by the way, I think you should keep in mind that I have a high perception. Passive perception. Not me. Technically.
That's for you, Todd.
I
That's for you to
told you
remember.
something. You're welcome.
Oh, 1 second, my headset. Okay. So I will first move here. That's 15 feet. See what's up.
It's
How
a
are the
lot.
boys looking?
Ow.
Both are out.
I doubt that Andrak is in any kind of tough position, but I'm hurting badly.
They both have these ooze-like creatures that are on fire on them and slashing at them while they're on them on fire.
All right, I will move here.
Palace, the water creature, seems okay.
I can use a cure once from here to Malachi, right? Because
Yes, sir.
I can touch. Yes. So I will use a what slot?
Level 6 cure wounds?
No, a level 4.
Cool if you did.
A level 4, but I'm not done. So okay.
It's a lot.
So roll 4d8
So you reach
plus my
between
wisdom.
Palace and Kiriki to touch him.
Oh yes. So 29 hit points.
Oh, thank you very much. That's incredibly helpful.
You still have ways to go.
That did a significant chunk of healing. I don't have a ton of hit points altogether, so that actually did quite a lot for me.
Because I can do some more if you need it, is what I'm asking.
No,
is
it's
that
okay.
metagame?
Save some for later. It's fine. That'll do me good for now.
All right, and then I will. But yeah, then I will move another 5 feet back to give some space, and that's my turn.
All right. So we got Aldora and Castor outside the room, Kiriki at the entrance, Palace and Malachi at the entrance, facing these things off with Andrak in front of them. Malachi and Andrak covered by these creatures that are slashing and trying to catch them on fire, and we're having a good time. Kiriki,
sure.
it is your turn. Malachi is in trouble. You should just help him. Go all out.
Do it. You won't.
Do it.
There's a whole lot of. Oh, he's right in front of me.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Kiriki, at the start of your turn, you take 9 points of fire damage.
Oh.
As this very hot creature is hugging Malachi so tight. Blah, 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 blah.
Okay. She does not know that it hurt Andrak when Malachi attacked the other thing, but she can see that she can hit this thing and she's going to attack.
Do it.
Fulfill your destiny.
Of killing Malachi. Yeah.
I mean,
That
Wouldn't
is
be the
half
third
of-
time.
Oh. I'm pretty sure I attack with advantage.
You
You
do.
do.
You have foresight.
do you have your...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the first two are a 22 and a 26.
I believe
Rest in
those
peace,
hit
Malachi.
all parties involved.
That definitely hit me.
Okay. Let's roll the damage. That's 23 points of slashing damage.
Okay. Is it all just slashing, nothing special?
Nothing special, just slashing.
Did you want to do something with your bonus action? Because you did not swing with your offhand. I don't know if you did that on
I-
purpose or not.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna swing again. I can't do anything with my bonus action other than attack at the moment. Okay, 15.
15 to hit?
Yeah. I rolled
That
a 4
hits
and a
the
5.
ooze creature, but it does not make it all the way through in order to hit Malachi.
Woo, let's go.
There's a sweet spot there. Malachi, what is your AC?
18 currently.
An additional 5 points of slashing damage.
Ow. I mean, the 23 hurt, but that 5. Come on, lady, be gentle.
Yeah, that's the end of her turn.
All right, fair enough. Malachi, you take 11 points of slashing damage.
Ah. Yep.
There seems to be a little bit something different with the way he's absorbing the damage and then distributing it. Distributing it. I can do this.
I believe in you.
All right. After that, I don't like saying after that. It sounds so boring. Andrak, you're on fire.
Oh
Nope.
no.
You're wrapped by fire. It's hugging you. This is
fire.
like this is more hugs than child therapy. What do you want to do?
He's gonna attack the guy on him.
Get off me.
Get off me. I will call HR on you.
Becca.
Someone HR.
What?
First swing is a 20 to hit.
A 20 will hit.
The second one's a 22 to hit.
22 will hit.
And the third one is a 28 to hit, but it's a soft crit.
A 28 will hit, and you take 8 points of fire damage at the start of your turn because of his fire aura. Sorry.
Oh boy.
But this may be the last thing he ever does.
Burn me?
Yes. Because number
And
2,
burn.
as his mother called him, does not have long to live.
Hmm.
Malachi hit him pretty hard.
So let me do the first two together like usual. So the first two swings, as he's cleaving, is 27 total. And the
27.
third one, because it's a soft crit and I have to roll it slightly separately,
You could kill him right here.
is another 26 points of damage.
And what does it look like as this thing is killed off Andrak while it's enveloping him?
Andrak's like grabbing at it, hacking a piece of it, grabbing at it, hacking a piece of it with his sword, and finally he rips off a good majority of it and stabs through it before it dissolves off of him. Bonus action, second wind.
That's a good
Is
idea.
Ow!
All right. Palace.
God, that's so awful.
How many did you
Minimum.
get? Oh,
10.
That's rough. Oh, that's still good.
That's no good.
Palace, it's your turn. You can see next to these three creatures, your skin's almost sizzling a little bit. It's just interesting.
Yeah.
It's like standing next to a large bonfire.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can Palace see the other one through Malachi? Or is Malachi's like back to her and the monster's on the other side?
So, think of it like a... You ever watch that Nickelodeon show in the 90s that was called like Slime or Slimed?
Yes.
Where you stand in that tube and then they would slime them. Think of that, but on fire.
Okay, so
And a beautiful grassy background.
okay, I guess she's gonna swing at the monster
Yeah.
and try not to hit Malachi. Yeah. Scary for poor Malachi. That's a yeah, that hits both of them. Ignore that one. Too many twos.
What?
130 to hit.
Okay, so 28. A 14 for the first two hits.
The 14 actually hits the ooze, but not Malachi.
Okay, third hit is a
Yay.
22. Let's go off those first,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll see what happens. So I don't just keep pumping damage into
Fine.
Malachi.
It's fine.
He's got a new life. Look, he doesn't care if we swing on him anymore.
Yeah, it's fine. Just keep doing it. As long as things die, I guess.
That's 39 points of damage.
So I actually need you to do something else for me.
Yeah, I'm calculating. That's 30.
If you
32
recall,
points of slashing, and it's 7 points of cold.
all right, as this cold water damage hits him, you see the sizzling slicing through. It is still alive, but it is screaming in pain as this water is hitting it, dousing its eye or its hand or its butt. Can't really tell.
What's that? What is that?
I'd like to end my turn.
Becca's back from outer space. She came just to see Malachi's sad look upon his face.
I can't with this.
Becca, what'd you get?
On her 4th attack, she rolled a natural 20 for a 32.
That is rough. Also, Malachi,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was having so much fun that I almost forgot. You take 14 points of slashing damage from her swings. I mean, in a second, you're going to take a whole lot more.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
But on the bright side, the creature actually only has 10 hit points left. So
Yeah, well.
you might just watch them both drop.
13, you said?
14.
14, my bad.
Oh, yeah.
Ow. Okay. Now, what's going on next, Becca?
I'm doing my best. I'm so sorry.
You are. You're genuinely
You are doing your best. Yeah, I see this.
21, that's 16 points of slashing damage and 5 points of gold. And let me do that last bit. 51 on the crit table.
Dylan,
good.
would you... I want Dylan to read this since Malachi's fucked.
51?
Yeah.
That's a massive hit for 3 times damage.
No! I can't!
So
I hate it
the
here.
creature's dead. That's the good news.
Who's gonna call HR on Becca?
Well, I'm sorry, but it seems like you're dead.
So the way
Malachi.
the way the absorbing damage works, Malachi actually only takes 22 points of slashing damage.
Oh, that's all, huh?
Well, I don't know how you're doing hit points. I'm hoping it's that's
Well,
all.
I went from 44 at the beginning of Palace's turn to 8, so, you know.
You're still alive!
We're doing okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Hey! On the bright side, the creature is dead. It's on you, and it's kind of just like sliding off as it's burning you. And Palace is standing there panting, like, yes, good hit, Palace. But you're out of initiative. The creatures are dead. Everybody did a good job, mostly.
Malachi is down, like on his hands and knees as this slime is dripping off of him. And as the flamey ooze begins to fall off of his body completely, everybody just sees countless slashes and bleeding wounds as he looks up at Palace and Kiriki and just gives a shaky thumbs up.
Andrak will put his hand on Malachi's shoulder. Now you know how it feels.
I've known how that specific routine feels for a little bit now. He kind of gets back up to his feet. Oh, look, another statue. Let's go look at that.
Are you dying?
Kind of hobbles
you
a
need
little
help?
bit. I'll be fine.
Kiriki
I'll be fine.
offers her hand to help him walk.
I will be perfectly honest. I think we might need to get some assistance over here for him. He looks on the precipice.
It's been a long day. I'm hurting pretty bad. Yep, not gonna lie. He looks at Kiriki and Palace. Good news is your guys' weapons are good and sharp. Bad news is I am bleeding from various places of my body. So yes, actually, healing could be helpful right now.
Calm down, young one. You heal for 13 hit points. Ugh, really bad roll.
It's something.
And then you heal for I'll do my Balm of Summer Court.
I have a potion that you gave me too. I forgot about that.
One second. Give me 1 second to check something. If there's any plus.
Sometimes I wonder if they're trying to kill you.
And
Was that a character?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
to be honest, if I wanted him dead, he'd be dead. We've had
Okay.
ample opportunities.
That
That
is
is true.
fair.
You
He is
heal
not
another
exactly.
16 and get
Dang.
5 temp hit points as well on top.
Hey, cool. Thank you.
Palace will put her hand on your shoulder, Malachi, and she will smile in a overly positive way and say, I trained with gods. The fact that you're still alive is a compliment to your ways.
Yeah, we're all very happy that the overwhelming power of your guys' vicious attacks have not managed to kill me yet. Perhaps in the future we just try to not kill each other in general.
Don't stand so close to the monster.
It jumped on me. What the hell was I supposed to do?
And what were we supposed to do? Watch it eat you?
Well, no. And admittedly, he looks over at Andrak. I think I may have done the same to you, so I'm sorry about that.
Very much so. I do not mind, though. It's not like you hit very hard.
I suppose it is the grace of the gods that you haven't immediately killed me yet. So we'll be thankful for that. And thank you to you, Castor, for the healing. It is much appreciated.
Are you feeling okay now, or are you
I
still
am-
hurt?
I am better. We could do with a bit of a rest, but I believe it's probably in our best interest to investigate this statue and see what's next for us first.
Let me wait a minute. Let me give you another
I didn't really plan for Palace and Key to be friends. but
7 hit points.
They're just like kindred spirits.
Yeah, they're both, wind-up toys. You spin the key and then they go...
Honestly, I love it.
Becca, after this session, I'm going to take over Palace again. Because I don't want you to have a friendship with yourself. That'd be weird.
You should always be friends with yourself.
So, you guys go over to the statue. You see food and grain surrounding the statue. I'm going to start the statue, and then I'll talk about the food. So, the statue itself is a woman with a stoic face. Her right hand is holding up what looks like a torch. It is a white marble statue, as they all are. Some of them with a little more age to them than others, but this one looks decently clean. She looks like she has grain stalks in her left hand that she's holding kind of at her waist in front of her, and she's wearing a long dress. Unlike a lot of the Greek goddesses you've seen, she is not exposed at all. She is completely covered. You can see a little bit of her feet that's coming up from under her dress where she is wearing sandals, but other than that, everything is covered on her, and she has like a wreath around her head of beautiful flowers. But it is just a basic statue like that. The ground around her has food, which I will now tell you about.
Is it safe to assume that everybody realizes which one the goddess is?
I don't know. 1, 2, 3. What do y'all think it is? Go.
Demeter.
I was also going to say
I think
Demeter.
it's female Demetres.
Which
Meteorite.
in Greek is the thing, yeah.
I had to make the joke.
It's Dimitra in Greek.
Around the ground, or around the statue on the ground, you see wheat, you see figs, you see pomegranate, you see bread, you see apples, corn, olives, pumpkin, pear, grape clusters, sunflower, like seeds scattered around, rye, carrots, mushrooms, wheatgrass, millets, tomatoes, oats, quince, and lentils. Not Malachi. Actually, it might be Malachi. No, never mind. Your passive is shit.
It's bad.
Castor, Andrak, and Aldora, you guys will notice that this fruit, or these grains and this fruit, this food, it looks extraordinary. Like, it doesn't look bad, but it does look like it's not just regular fruit.
But what do you say it looks like? How? In what way extraordinary?
It's just... Have you ever seen a Honeycrisp apple?
Maybe.
Yes.
It has like a little bit of an extra shine to it. Like, it just looks pretty.
Ah, yes, I know what you mean.
Okay, yeah. So it doesn't look like a normal apple that you would see on a tree, much less on the ground. So the fact that this is on the ground, not attached to a tree, and it still looks like shiny and pretty, it's just like, I don't know.
And is it true that it's Demeter?
Yes. I mean, you can make a religion check, but the wheat,
But I
all
mean,
the
at least
grains.
I should know, right? It should not even need to roll.
I don't know. What's your religion?
But haven't I met her?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
He did talk to...
Fine, you get advantage. No, you can just know that you recognize this as a rough illustration of Demeter.
Do we know... I feel like this could be Demeter, but do we know for sure which statue this goddess is of? Just so we don't fumble the blessings or the offerings.
Not quite
I mean.
right, Malachi. This is Demeter's statue.
Good. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that we probably shouldn't take any of this food without permission first.
As with everything with the gods.
They seem to be offerings.
I don't suppose you have anything fresh on you.
No, I do not have anything fresh. The potatoes I had are already cooked and dried out.
So, I will say that, Castor, you don't think they're offerings. Like, even if somebody offered it.
I was about to say. I really doubt that these are offerings. These are gifts of Demeter, not for Demeter. They are too fresh. They are too well maintained to be offerings. And also, no one has ever joined these grove to put offerings. Only the demons and yourselves.
Yeah, something tells me that the demons aren't offering fruit to the gods.
It would be
I would
almost
be very
humorous if
surprised.
They did.
Do any of you wish to start this, or shall I?
If you wish to go first, I would not stop you.
Malachi approaches kind of in the front. Yeah, the front of the statue. Sorry, I was looking at which direction it was trying to face. And he'll get down on his knees and look to the statue. Demeter. What is God? Would he know what Demeter's, like, the goddess of specifically?
Roll a religion check.
Yeah, I'm going to need to. I'm just
Has
thinking about
Malachi ever been a farmer?
He, ironically, did grow up on a farm.
Oh, so
Do
you might have a
souls
chance.
What?
count? Do souls count?
That's a different harvest.
It is a 19 religion check.
You know that
Scythe.
Demeter is the goddess of the harvest.
That's what I thought. I think I thought that, but I wasn't sure if Malachi would even know that. So yeah, he gets down on his knees. Demeter, goddess of the harvest, I beseech you in this moment for blessings. I unfortunately do not carry anything fresh to offer other than the clink of coin, whether or not that suits your fancy. And he'll lay down 20 pieces of platinum at the foot of the statue. I ask for your blessing that we may continue through this grove and rid it of the evil that has plagued it.
If you would, please. Roll that religion check that you pass every time.
Here's hoping. No, that's a 7.
Don't forget,
About
you
my
got inspiration.
about my inspiration. That's what I was just about to say.
You about to
actually.
say initiative?
I was going to say initiative, yes, because I'm
Do
bad
you
at
want to
words.
bite Persephone or Demeter?
That's it.
Terrible
bitch.
idea. Fuck you, lady.
Yeah,
Oh.
the second one's bad too. It's an 11.
Well, got that inspiration out of the way. Sweet. An 11. Unfortunately, like, you see the fruit around you. It smells delicious, but nothing. You hear nothing. You see nothing.
Malachi nods a little bit, looks around at the fruit, shrugs, stands up, goes back to the party. Nothing from me. Perhaps my offering wasn't good enough. I don't know. Trying to be open-minded with these things now, but maybe one of you give it a shot.
No, the goddess of harvest does not do well with Hecate. I've not had much dealings with her. I will mind my business and stay my hand.
Dra will hold up her hand. I'll go next. She will squeeze past and go up to the statue as she gets down on one knee and places down 20 gold. I, though, should probably first ask her to roll a history check because I don't know if she knows about it. I would think she would because of the people, or taking care of the people, but
Go ahead and roll a religion check.
religion. There is. Okay. 18.
You know that Demeter is the goddess of the harvest.
That was very passive aggressive, I think.
What?
I don't know, like, what the hell are you doing offering coins? Is the harvest. It sounds very. Sorry,
Oh.
go on. Sorry, my apologies.
I she will keep her head down, but she'll say, I may not have anything fresh, like offerings, like my my ally. I only bring coin, but I will say thank you for taking care of the people, for feeding them, for, well, yeah, as I had said, thank you for taking care of the people. And she will stand back up.
Go ahead and roll a religion check, but keep in mind that he also gave coin.
I know. I do. I'm
That's
not
all I
gonna
had,
talk.
boss.
Religion?
Hold on. Go ahead. Roll a religion check.
Okay. 11.
Guys, ain't nobody connecting with the goddess of the harvest.
With a +9 on that too. That's rough.
That is rough.
I'm not surprised. Outdoor has nothing to do with the goddess of the harvest.
So unfortunately, you don't get a response from her, but the food around you does look delicious, smells great, and looks fresh. Castor, what were you gonna say? Sorry.
I was gonna say that I get an idea, and I cast good berries. I get 10 fresh berries in my hands, and I distribute them to the rest. I don't know if these count, but you can give it a try. And I give them the good berries.
Malachi takes it and looks at it and says, I feel like the chance is gone for me, but I appreciate the gift of the berry nonetheless.
I take some of them. I think how many do you create?
10.
10. All right. Like I take 5 of them. I give to the others 1 each, and then I take 5 of them, and I go to the statue, and I just solemnly kneel in front of it like everyone else and go, beloved goddess, forgive us for not having anything fresher to offer, and don't look bad upon upon my companions for offering you the gold. And I just put them on the shrine.
That is so kind. Would you please roll a religion check?
Prepare to be amazed.
Natural 1.
You're
I don't
laughing.
think I've ever
but
seen.
I'm very known about it with my article. Where's my religion? Okay. 21.
Okay. So you stand up and you start to look around as you walk away from the statue, but the walls around you seem to fall down around you and burn away. Your friends burn away. You see these demons come up and they start running across, and you look around and you're in an open field and they're running across. You see them slaughter other people around you. These huge demons that are easily like 4 times your height, slamming through walls and houses, knocking down stones, knocking down columns and temples. And you see everything burning around you. And then you see these 2 women running from a distance, almost climbing up out of the earth as they do. One of them is wearing a dress that is clasped over the one shoulder, or left shoulder. She has brown hair. It's flowing, a little curly. She has flowers and fruits in her hair. It's wrapped around all over the place, and she's running. She looks decently young. You can see she has these shining blue eyes. The other person is wearing green. She does look a little bit older, but she looks like she's wearing almost a green leather corset armor with a flowing dress that is also green coming around her. And you can see these green tattoos all over her. You can see leaves and branches coming out of her hair. And these 2 women are running towards this field very quickly. And you see vines come up out of the ground and grab these demons and pull them down. You see trees come to life, uproot themselves, and start fighting these demons. You see mountains and rocks start creating these roots under them as they combat the demons. And then after this entire battle is over, one of the women, the one in the green, touches the ground, and the other one starts making the demon soak into the ground, feeding the nature around it. As the one in the green starts regrowing everything, you see green start coming back up under the scorched earth. You see trees start to regrow, and you see she's pulling the people towards each other, trying to use their essence to feed the earth, to make it lively again, to hopefully bring a harvest and bring fruit and bring food to their descendants that are still alive and have survived this disgusting battle that you saw happen. And then you kind of blink and you're back in this 15-foot wide room, 70 feet long. And you have your friends around you and the statue beside you.
Did I recognize the goddesses or the women? Was it Demeter and Artemis or
Demeter? Yes. The other woman you have never seen before.
the one in the green?
Yeah.
Like the Freya lookalike.
Yes. Have you picked a boon for Castor?
No.
Would you like to?
Why the heck not?
That's the spirit.
Sure. I mean, if you want to give it to Andrak instead, and then he can have 4 instead of 3. Let me know what you want to do while Andrak goes over there and gets another boon.
You don't know that.
Okay.
Okay, so Andrak will look at the statue who's bearing a torch, and he's like, shit, I got some of those, and he pulls out a torch. He pulls out a ration, and he takes the berry, and some funny gold. Is that right, that gold? There it is. So he's going to go to the statue, he's going to kneel before it like always, placing 500 gold, the ration, which is just a pork and grain ration that he has, the good berry, bow his head. Goddess Demeter, I do not have fresh offerings, besides what has been given to me by Castor. The offering I bring you is these, and a promise to clear this grove.
Alright. Andrak, if you would please, roll a religion check. You know, go ahead and do it with advantage because you name-dropped Castor, her favorite employee. I'm kidding.
Religion check.
Just a normal, straight roll, because you got too many boons as it is.
I will use one of my features just because I want the best chance I've got. Ha! Ha! That one.
A natural 1.
I mean, all he said was he gives the offerings he has and a promise to clear the grove, so that's it.
Yeah.
Do I take damage now? How much damage do I take? I don't know what he said, but it pissed Demeter off.
So, you're standing there. Or you're kneeling there, I'm sorry. You open your eyes, you look up at the statue. And the statue looks frozen over. It has the form of a demon. It's no longer Demeter. It's a large demonic form with horns. And it is being frozen over as winter has overtaken it, even though it's on fire. And then all of a sudden, a volcano creates right beside it and erupts, melting it in its spot. An earthquake happens and swallows it right in front of you. You almost touch the ground trying to hold yourself in its place while you're trying to realize, is this even real? And then your hand... I'm sorry. Where is your sword right now?
He has it kind of near him, but, like, resting.
Do you have your hand on or anything?
No, he usually sets it down to, like, do stuff like this. It usually is resting on the ground near him.
Alright. You feel a warmth coming from your sword, as whenever this statue breaks, you see this woman with brown hair, green eyes, vines, and leaves coming out of her hair. She turns and she looks at you out of the corner of your eye, and she whispers, I know you. And you turn to look at her, and she's not there. You turn back, it's the statue of Demeter again, and your sword is no longer warm.
He'll stand, reclaim his sword, look at it for a moment, and just quietly regroup with everyone else. Does he feel anything different about holding it?
No. But there's some really delicious looking fruit on the ground. It smells great.
Are you alright? Did you get a blessing? Anything?
I am fine. No. She does not seem to be available at the moment.
I'm not sure of
Maybe.
exactly what it is that what force it is that pulls the attention of the gods to these statues when we speak to them, but perhaps this one is, I don't know, not working all that well today.
Do not blame the goddesses for your incompetence.
I wasn't. I was blaming the statue. It's different. He looks at Kiriki as he says that with kind of like a smirk, like he's just taking a jab at her.
Castor, what boon did you land on?
The boon of solar power.
Would you give us a quick rundown of what that will do for you?
Yes. So, you can now photosynthesis similar to a plant. You gain the following benefits. While in sunlight, you do not need food or water to survive. While in sunlight, you regenerate 5 hit points at the start of your turn, as long as you have at least 1 hit point. You learn the Sunbeam spell. You can cast the Sunbeam spell without using components or spell slot. The DC for this spell is either your spell save DC or 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your Wisdom, Intelligence, or Charisma modifier, your choice. After using this feature, you regain the ability to do so after a long rest.
Rad.
He's gonna live forever.
Palace, did you want to speak to the statue?
She almost looks a little shocked and just shakes her head no and looks at the food.
Can I roll something to determine if he thinks it's safe to eat the fruit and tell the rest?
Sure. Roll nature, arcana, history, religion. What else would work?
Todd, we're scared of the fruit.
Athletics.
I will roll
athletics.
religion because it's a matter. I'm not worried if the actual fruit is spoiled. I'm worried if Demeter allows to eat the fruit.
Yes, that is what I'm worried about as well.
25 for his backflip.
16
steps on a
for my
pumpkin.
religion check.
I'm sorry, what?
16 for my religion check.
Okay. So, you know that a lot of people will often go to places where Demeter is prominent, like the main goddess, and she will actually have fruit and vegetables growing around places of worship for her devout followers. And I would say
That's
she
a
probably
gray area
gave you
for
food.
the devout followers. Are we though?
Well, just in Castor's, almost said in Demeter, in Castor's experience, she probably has given him food in the past, like just in passing, just because she's a really nice person. So she'd be like, "Here you go, hey, have some fruit of the gods."
Then I share that information with the rest. I believe these fruits are available if you guys want to indulge. Demeter was always a kind goddess when she visited here. She always had some good fruits to offer.
Oh.
Sorry. Would
Well,
rather not.
If you believe that Demeter is offering this bounty for us, then I would happily partake if it would please her. And Malachi will go up and pick up one of them shiny apples and take a bite.
I'm looking very interested to see what happens to him.
You watch as Malachi suddenly looks like he's smiling because it's really fucking good.
Oh, you can taste it?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. It's pure joy on his face. Probably the first time since you guys were in the dream dimension that you've seen this man emote so much joy.
Castor very softly says, "Oh, good, it worked."
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't
And you
sure.
actually get +1 to your saving throws for 10 minutes. Just
Oh,
side
cool.
note.
+1 to saving throws for 10 minutes. So I'm not sure how I'll keep track of that when we're out of combat, but I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. Oh, this is incredibly good. You really all should take some. He turns back to the statue. Thank you, Demeter, for your blessings. This is the best I've had in many, many years.
I look up to the sun and I say, I actually feel quite full.
You don't need food, but you can eat it if you want.
No.
I'm good.
Kiriki's gonna walk over and try a bite of apple as well.
Okay.
She takes 700 points of necrotic damage and instantly dies.
Smote.
What does it taste good to her?
Yes. Oh, shit. Yes.
If the apple had a worm in it, would it taste better or worse for Kiriki? Because she's,
Does
Raw
the
meat.
apple have a human finger sticking out of it? Just curious.
Yes. So,
Calm down,
Kiriki
Gino.
Kirky can eat the apple, and she will also gain +1 to her saving throws for 10 minutes.
Kirky also looks delighted, but not in the same way Malachi does, because Kirky found another source of food that had taste.
I think being the Greek guy, I would just eat an olive. Taste it.
I have good news about your olive, sir. You gain proficiency in persuasion for 1 hour.
Oh, nice.
Who would I persuade?
You persuaded me to eat fruit in the last 5 seconds, so that was pretty cool.
Have I ever told you about the story of Mavari and a dragon?
Yeah.
That was supposed to be an encounter, and this son of a bitch, I'm not gonna say any names, this motherfucker critted a persuasion check. So somehow this encounter became the guardian of the people.
She was my friend.
And then we
And then
killed
you
her and
killed
ate her.
Yeah.
Then she became a dragon known as Jerky.
Kind of feels like Shrek with the donkey.
Donkey.
Yes.
Andrak,
dare you.
Aldora, would you like to eat?
Nope, he's good.
Aldora will pass.
Eldora's passing, you said?
Yeah.
I like
She-
how you have. Oh, sorry.
Tiger, but I just imagine that Aldora would still, even so, feel awkward
I mean, there's olives.
taking from a statue of a goddess.
How you gonna resist this divine carrot?
I was gonna say you have all this like sunflower, olive, divine carrot.
Elysian apple. Sacred rye. Tomato. Gilded corn.
Yeah,
Pomegranate.
exactly. Like
Uh,
you seem
did-
biased with some of these foods.
Does it seem like this food could be taken with us, or does it seem like if we take it away, it'll wither and die or something? Like if
I don't know.
Malachi puts stuff in his bag and then looks in his bag 10 feet away, does it look like it's rotten now or something?
Do you try it?
I think that he would probably pick up a couple of things, like some of the things that seem like they would last longer, like a carrot or some of the like apples, the bread, and he would try to put it in his bag and say to the rest as he's doing so, like, perhaps this goddess's bounty could be helpful to us further in the grove if she's willing, he says as he kind of nods to the statue again.
I will suffice with the rations I carry.
Would anybody else like to steal from the god, or is that just him?
That sounds like just him, because
okay.
Andrak isn't even taking a single piece.
Is it
You put that in your
stealing?
bag, and you go 10 feet away,
Yeah.
and the carrot looks shriveled up and dead.
He looks at it again as he rejoins the group, like 10 or 15 feet away, and he kind of goes, man, wow, it was worth a shot. He'll go back and he'll put the withered food back at the statue's foot and say, sorry. And
There's now a whole bunch of delicious, divine-looking food, and then this withered dead carrot.
he'll turn back to the group. I'm doing my best here, okay?
You tried.
I tried.
You
Thank
tried.
you again, Demeter. I'll enjoy the apple. And he'll take another bite of the apple as he walks back to the group.
Aldora will just shake her head at Malachi.
Don't. He's trying.
Well, I mean, I'm glad that you were able to taste something again. It's just, be careful. We already are fighting a ton of demons, and I would not want to anger any of the gods.
To be honest, Aldora, I think I've probably pissed off a good number of gods already. I don't know if there's much helping that at this point, but I'm going to do my best.
He works for Hades. None of them like him.
I
As
would
long as
still
you're trying.
recommend we rest.
I believe that's a good idea. It's
I
been
am scorched to hell.
Yeah, you could use a little wipe down. You've got some soot on your cape there.
So, sneaking is half movement, and y'all been sneaking around this place, exploring it. You've gotten a good bit explored. You made your way all around the top side, down most of the left side of this grove. So you actually, it has been several hours since the last time you were standing still. And now that you're actually thinking about it, you're pretty tired.
Should we take a short rest or a long rest, folks?
Please do a long rest.
I was gonna say,
I'm also quite exhausted.
I think it's been a very long day, and time moves strangely here. Perhaps we should try and get some actual sleep. I could
Very
use
well.
some sleep.
Most likely, you've gone under some changes.
He looks down at himself. Yeah, I'm not sure sleep is going to change or do anything to that, but it will make me feel a little bit like the dozens of cuts that I've suffered recently will feel a little bit better. Plus,
He
this
is going
grass
to whine about this.
I don't know why you're complaining. You could have more. He'll point at Kiriki. She does it to herself all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah, why would I complain about being cut up dozens of times by my supposed allies? Yeah, no, there's nothing to complain about there. He leans down against the wall and opens his book.
Andrak will blankly stare at him. Repeat your sentence, and then remember what you've done. And then he'll step away and go sit somewhere.
Are we staying by the statue to rest?
Seems like a good place.
Yeah,
It's kind of-
Kiriki points out the advantage of just having two entrances to the room.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to say Malachi is going to
Andrak will
move this way.
rest in this funny corner because he wants to be away from the statue. Hold on, which is further from the statue? No, it's North Point, but... Okay, it looks like he's going to cross over to the complete other side of the room and park himself in the other corner, opposite to the side they came in, facing the hallway they snuck around to get in the other way.
We need to be within a 30-foot radius for my hearth.
Crap.
But I can cast it here. 10, 20, 30. Yes, if I cast it here, it goes from here to here, so
You
should be
shouldn't
fine.
be in the doorway. We should not be in the doorway so that they were not seen. I know there's the hearth, but it not be good for us.
In the middle of this long room next to the statue, if I cast the hearth centered there, 30 feet radius would cover the room from end to end.
Perfect.
Okay.
Malachi is sitting down against the walls of the kind of southern side of the room, about 10 or so feet away from the statue. He's going to finish his apple and read his book.
Just in the middle of this place, taken over by demons. Just kick back, eating an apple, reading a book, just chilling.
Gotta do what you
He's
gotta
vibing.
do. Man. You rest hard, fight hard, you know?
No.
And Andrak will lean up against the wall of this part and to the furthest away he can be without everybody getting mad at him for being in a doorway.
Alright, so he's kind of at that doorway so that if anything comes from the direction that you guys came, where you slaughtered everything, then he will be the first to know. And how are y'all doing watches if you're doing them at all? You don't have to.
Like usual, Andrak will take the last portion of the watch.
Okay.
I'll take the
who
first.
wants-
Yeah, Malachi and Castor can take the first again.
Yeah, we group low passive perception with high passive perception.
Yes. It's smart that way.
So that means Kiriki and Eldora.
The best of friends.
Totally.
Yeah, go.
Malachi is going to be reading his book on his watch to get some more hours onto that. So does that mean I will be rolling my perception with disadvantage?
What's your perception bonus?
1.
Don't worry about it.
Cool.
Do you wanna roll a perception just out of curiosity?
I would still like to roll, yeah.
Okay.
Never
sure.
know, I
Go
might
ahead.
crit.
Yeah, it's true.
Not
Did I
that
also roll?
it matters for ability checks, but you know. I mean, it's good. It's a 20.
It's plus 6
So-
because we're in the hearth.
Oh,
You get 5 more. You get 5 more from the hearth.
gotcha. So then, yes, it is
24. 25, sorry.
25, yeah.
I wouldn't worry too much in this case, Castor, about rolling, because this is where passive perception will carry you. Because I'll drop hints about things when you see them in passing, hence passive perception. But in this case, if something walks into the fucking room, or if you hear something, then I can't really hide that from you. I have to just tell you.
Yeah, with his what is it, 29?
20. well, 29 now when we are in the hearth, I guess. And this is the roll. 32 is my roll.
Okay.
Bro said, "Give me the map already, bro."
So you turn your head like a sprinkler.
I was wondering if I can use, because I have, how it work. I have Wall of Stone, if I could block the exits before, if it works, before my rest.
You can, but how long does it last?
That's what I want to check. So, but it's concentration, so up to 10 minutes, no.
So for up to 10 minutes, you can guard that doorway.
Well, it says that if stays for the whole duration, it becomes permanent, but then we are walled in.
Oh, probably not
Mold
the best
Earth.
idea.
But I can close one of the exits.
Well, so I would also like to point out that if you do that, then anybody who would see that doorway from a glance at a distance even would be like, hold on, something's different. So I wouldn't encourage it, but it would help if somebody started to come from that way.
Right.
So it's pros and cons.
No, that's fine.
You guys have a peaceful watch. Nothing happens.
While we're on our watch, Malachi is going to periodically, like every once in a while, he's going to look up from his book because he got a pretty high perception check. He's going to look around and stuff. And at one point, he looks over to Castor and says, "Have you always been the guardian of this place?"
I don't know if I would call myself a guardian. I'm more of a custodian, really. There was no need for a guardian until these demons showed up, but I've been here a long time. But yes, the grove was created when I was a child.
A child? So you've literally been here your whole life?
Sadder than it is the way you say.
Well, I mean, only if you perceive that being in this place for your life is a sad thing. It's quite beautiful. Certainly not the worst place to get stuck for the rest of your life. I've been in worse places.
I can only imagine, but I do find it quite fulfilling to serve the gods in this way. I have no complaints about my life so far. Although I must admit, these last hours with you have been quite enjoyable, actually.
Would you leave if the gods permit it?
Oh, that is a difficult question, really. If you had asked me this before I met you, I would probably say no, but there is something about our adventures in the last, what has it been, 2 days now, that makes me question if I would stay here or not.
I've seen the force that is coming for this land. A person of your talents could be useful to us beyond this grove. If it strikes your fancy, it would be beneficial for you to join us when we're done here. But that's up to you. Or the gods, whichever one is applicable here.
Regardless of what I want and what my will is, I do abide by the gods, and I will not oppose them. If I must stay here, I will stay here. But if I am released, I would like to help getting rid of these demons, because they do disturb the balance of nature as it is.
They're looking to topple the balance of everything. It's more than just nature at stake here. It's the very fabric of our worlds.
Yes, by nature, I mean it in a more general way, not just flowers and plants, but the nature, the balance of the universe. It is a nature of itself.
Malachi nods. Thank you. I've been a bit of an ass since we've met, and I wanted to get to know you a little bit more.
Oh, that's very appreciated, but you don't have to worry. We are who we are. It's nothing to apologize for.
He nods again and then goes back to reading his book.
And I just keep leaning. I hold my staff with both hands and just, kind of like a shepherd looking at his flock and just look out during my watch.
All right. Who are y'all waking up next?
It's Andrak's turn, so as Malachi gets ready to roll over, he throws a little look over to Andrak, gives him a nod, and then curls up to go to sleep.
I mean,
It's more like a blank stare. You kind of kick him a little bit, and then he blinks a few times.
Yeah, he's in like a trance-like state.
To Malachi, he just always looks like he's awake.
Creepy.
He has his eyes painted on his eyelids. He's just staring at you from across the area, and you're like, "Damn, does he ever fucking sleep?" And you kick him, and he just blinks, and he's just like, "What the fuck?"
He's watching.
He'll tap Kiriki to join for her watch too,
Mm-hmm.
because it's watch time.
I see.
All right. Is there anything you guys want to do on your watch?
Nope, Andrak doesn't talk unless talked to.
Alright.
Same for Kiriki, but Kiriki is going to clean her weapons a little.
He does that shit before he closes his eyes for his quote-unquote trance.
Well, she's got nothing else to do.
It's part of sleeping.
Not bad.
Remember, +5 from the funny veil.
Oh, okay.
So
So I got-
how'd y'all do in your perception checks?
I got a 18.
I got a 29.
Nice. Unfortunately, you guys have a peaceful watch and nothing happens.
It's quiet, it's silent, they don't do anything.
Not very social
once,
people.
Once Kiriki's is up, he'd go and kick Aldora.
Rude.
I never said that was nice.
I mean, I guess that's fine.
He like
I'm
pokes
sorry,
her with his. He will awaken Aldora once Kiriki and his Kiriki's portion's over.
So, is there anything y'all want to do on your watch?
It's just rolling
Who said-
perception checks.
Unless spoken to, Andrak does not speak. He's kind of an asshole.
You heard it here
I'm gonna
first,
lie.
folks.
So, Andrak and Aldora, what are your perception checks?
+5
Natural
by
20 for a 29.
Nice.
Actually, that's a 34. Because you forgot
Never
the
mind.
+5.
It was that, yeah.
34. God.
And that's a 20 from Andrak. Soft. Flaccid 20, even.
Oh,
Uh,
thank you.
All
You're welcome,
right.
Kevin.
Well, let's get this thing up. Aldora,
No, it's still flaccid.
you hear fighting. Like, not like chink, chink, You hear battle. Like,
Oh.
many weapons, many creatures, many people. And it lasts, well, actually, I guess, what do you want to do? Let me say that before I'm like, well, you listen for about 10 minutes, being like, nah, it's fine. So what would you like to do as you hear this happening? Come on, Aldora. Lives are on the line. Let's go.
Eldora's going to kind of stand up and look around and try to listen for where it sounds like it's coming from.
It sounds like it's kind of coming from the hallway where you guys snuck around to sneak behind these the demonic fiery creatures. Like, you hear it coming from that direction.
Eldora will look over at Andrak. Do you hear that? Like, people fighting?
Does he?
Make another perception check now that she has told you about it.
Oh, boy.
Go, gadget ears!
He pulls up a listening horn. That's a 25.
You hear the faint sounds of battle coming from the direction that she saw or heard it from.
Sneaky up to wall and try to peer out.
Stealth check.
And Demeter, just to clarify, there's also a bonus to stealth here?
Yes,
Nope.
+5.
Oh man.
Haha! I win. First one is a 26.
If you remain
And-
within the hearth, obviously, right?
With disadvantage is a 20.
That's still good. Alright, so you sneak up to the corner, and as you peer around, past the T intersection that you guys came from, and then 15 feet past that is another T intersection, opposite direction, but far beyond that, probably about 40, 50 feet, hard to tell, you can see it opens up into another room, and you're kind of watching, and you hear it slightly, very faintly, but you can't see anything. And then, all of a sudden, you see one of these fire creatures kind of like running away, trying to leave that room on the opposite direction of what you are. And you see this spear fly through the air, and it seems to pin this creature in the back of its head against the wall, and then you see the spear disappear, and you see its corpse just drop to the ground. I have been waiting for this room. I have been waiting for the players to get here. I am so eager for what's about to happen, and it's going to be so much fun. We're going to go there together. But you know what? It's not going to be today. It's not going to be tomorrow. It's not going to be in 2 days. It's going to be next week.